What's going on, beautiful people? It's Wednesday. That means it's time for Black Love Lens, and I titled this, Wife, It's Not My Job to Save You. Ooh, you know how it is. We're about to get into this, so share this with a friend, have a seat, join the conversation, and see you in a minute. Black Love Lens is nothing without my friends. Let me bring up dating and relationship consultant, your favorite, and Yatu Marble. Okay.
Hey. Happy winning Wednesday, Jamie. Let's
Ooh.
get it. I love it. I like Wednesdays. I can't even front. Wednesdays are dope.
Yes, me too. I can't even hear with this, so we're just gonna get rid of it. I like Wednesdays too. Well, I always share. I was born on a Wednesday, so who doesn't like Wednesdays?
I need to look that up. I wonder.
Yeah, don't forget.
I might remember being born on a Wednesday myself.
That's why we love it so much.
Love it so much.
I decided to give you guys ambiance today.
So it's so funny you said that. It's the first thing I noticed. I'm like, she got nice greenage back there and kitchen going and the lighting. I'm like, all right. What's about to happen after the live? What's going on?
Bedtime, nothing special. A little TV, then journaling, and we're done.
You said bedtime and nothing. All right.
I was getting bored.
Showing out.
Yeah. I was like, this is boring today. I don't want to have that. Let me see if this will work if I put it in again. Okay, I think that's better.
All right, it is.
Okay, there we go. Okay. You know what's so funny? Every time I watch our playback, I'm like, damn, like I talk so loud. Like, why do I feel like I have to talk so loud? I don't know what it is. I think I get it from my mom.
No, I'm talking too low. That's that's the problem. It's the contrast. I get into my cool whispers in the dark mode and forget that there's no microphone in front of me. And yeah, I don't think you're too loud. I think I have been too low.
That is so funny. I'm like, okay, she's screaming. Like, why? But it's all good. Hilarious. All right, y'all. I'm so glad to see you in here. Welcome to Black Love Lens. You saw the title. I saw this and found it to be interesting. And of course, I found so much nuance to it. So let's get into our first clip. And we're going to do something fun today. We got more than one clip because there's just a lot going on.
Busy week.
The streets are buzzing and we have to get into it. So we're going to start here. Okay.
I had a suicide attempt.
I want to talk about
I went through horrible depression. I went through a transition of probably being at the lowest of my life. And I realized if a person can't even see that, like you can't be my person. You can't be in a whole relationship married to somebody and can't see that. I just remember it was a disagreement, not a fight. I don't use the word fight. And he said something, it was like put the stake in the coffin, like nailed it down for me. He said it wasn't my responsibility to save you. Like out loud. He was like, it wasn't my responsibility to save you. It wasn't my responsibility to fix you.
Why was that the stake though? Like that's a true, strong statement. That's a true, strong statement. It wasn't a responsibility to save you.
Listen, I know she was molded. Like she probably thought she was going to get a choir of people to agree. And he was like.
She was not happy about him co-signing her ex-husband, saying what he said.
Woo. I hear a lot of men say this, to be honest. This is not the first time I've heard this. So what is this about? What are your thoughts?
I think it's a tightrope. If I love somebody, I'm married to them. I want to be with them forever. I still can't be everything to them, but I want to be everything that I can be to them. So I would hope that if my wife was depressed, that I would notice And then I pray that I would be part of the solution or facilitating the solution. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Now, is another person's mental health someone else's, is my mental health anybody else's responsibility? No, that's true. That's true. That's a harsh truth that it is our own responsibility. We can, get some help from outside, but ultimately, the buck stops here.
Yeah.
We are the buck. But as I like to say on this very podcast, YouTube Live, Black Men's Love, it's okay to love your significant other. It is okay to be loving towards your wife. Fellas, I don't want you to beat yourself up. I think she had maybe not the healthiest attitude towards the situation either. But yeah, I don't want to be turning to my wife saying, it ain't my job to say, I don't know if she was going off on him and that was just him being defensive to it. But then at the same time, she expected him to see it and she wasn't saying it. So yeah, I don't like either one of their attitude, and it's probably a good thing that they're divorced. That's my 2 cents.
Look,
I don't like either one of y'all attitudes towards y'all's marriage. Maybe y'all did the right thing when y'all hired the lawyers.
Seems to be about right. Now, I loved a couple of things you said. Fellas, don't beat yourself up, because that's what I was thinking. I'm coupling that with, it doesn't sound like she was forthright about how she was feeling. And I've come to understand that a lot of the times it's not easy to tell, especially what a woman is feeling. Like, I thought about it the other day. I had made dinner for my dad, like, this was some time ago, and it was pasta. It was like a ravioli. So I was making it, everything. I was just happy to do something for him. And, if you do it, mess with it too hard, or the noodles are too soft, some of the insides fall out. And I'm a perfectionist in the sense I like to plate things a certain way. I just want everybody to be happy, to be good. So I didn't like the way some of it turned out. I was so upset. And he was fine, and he couldn't figure out. And, I was just close to my cycle. It was like, it wasn't the end of the world, but I was really upset about this stupid freaking pasta. And the poor guy, he was like, it's fine. And it's all, and I just thought about that. And I didn't really think about at the time how to communicate. I know I had to learn to be able to look at my calendar and be like, it's going to get weird for like 2 days. Don't mind me.
You know what I mean? Like, I've had someone get upset at me for warning them, like, hey, I'm not moody every day. I'm not moody every week. But if you're with me long enough, you're going to experience a mood swing in me, right? And it's not going to be fun. I'm going to be like a smart mouth or overly, taking something more seriously than it should be taken, or something along those lines. But it ain't going to be fun. It's not going to be my best showing. And this woman one time was like, I am not about to be your punching bag. I said, hey, I said I was going to have a mood swing.
I didn't say that.
But, I think sometimes we unrealistically expect perfection from the other person while simultaneously giving ourselves all the grace in the world to grow and evolve in the relationship. And that's just not fair. It's just not realistic. And it's just not a healthy dynamic to create in a relationship. It said, I think the caption said ex-NFL's wife. So he's like traveling and focused on football, and he's probably thinking, I'm bringing $1 million to the table. I did my job.
I'll give you all of this.
You can shop, you drive how you want to drive. The house is how you want the house to be. You're not responsible for cleaning it up, he thought he did what he was supposed to do. So yeah, that sounds like his response was to her giving him ish about it.
Yeah.
I'm not there, whatever the case, but the way it seems so snappy. It's not like you come home and like, I finally saw a therapist, I'm depressed. He's like, it ain't my responsibility to shake. No, you were telling him about what he wasn't doing or what he didn't do or what he didn't see or what he didn't, how he didn't live up to your uncommunicated expectations. And he was a little harsh in his response. But just like the guy on the podcast, he's like, well, that was the truth right there. So you think this is just a guy thing? Because I see women saying all the time that men don't seek therapy enough and that they're not going to be responsible for men not invest in their own mental health, and that women vacation more, women go to the spa more, women go get massages more, pamper themselves more, and that men are the reason why if we have mental health issues, we're the reason why. I see that a lot. So I'm not sure if it's one-sided.
Well, so I found nuance to it because, for one, I'll say this before I share what I was going to think. You have to know your partner. Like, you have to know when something's off. I'm big on that anyway, because I want to facilitate. I'm here to facilitate. I think that is a beautiful thing about partnership. Me and my friends have that. Right. It is so clear and transparent, or if something's off, we give each other such grace. And, these are friendships that I've cultivated over, I would say 7 to 15 years. So we really, you know what I mean? Know how to deal with one another. Sometimes it's like, yeah, maybe what I said wasn't accurate, but it's like, girl, I feel you. This is not the time to try to life coach me, to lecture me. It's just kind of like, I do my work, when I'm in my right mind, how I feel and how I communicate and all this and that, but I'm having a moment and we could just be like, girl, yeah, I get it. Whether she did wrong. And then we can do the rest later. Like, maybe what you're saying doesn't. So it's really important to know the person. But so one, I would be happy to do what I could do. But I remember one of the last guys I dated, he told me, I have trust issues because of my mother. And my immediate response was like, there's nothing I can do about that. Like, that's your work. And he was like, I know. And now what I did do was work to be a little overly communicative. Not overly, but just enough to where there weren't those gaps where he could be like, oh, wait, what is that? Oh, no. So not overly communicative where I'm just talking his face off, but communicating with him in a way where I would try to fill in all the gaps so he wouldn't wonder or wouldn't think, or his mind wouldn't want to make something up. I knew if I said something ambiguous to follow it up with just a little more detail. Like, I could facilitate a little bit, but if you're already telling me you have trust issues because of your mother, and we're in our 40s, like, I know that there's no performance that I could put on that's going to make you just happen to trust me more. You know what I mean? So I had to find that weird balance of trying to fill in the gaps where I could because I cared. But ultimately, I don't know, because, I knew some things about his mother and her past, and I'm nowhere near like that. Like, much respect to her, but I don't move like that. So
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Do you think that when people do that, when they make that type of announcement in a relationship, that they're basically asking you to take part of the responsibility for that? If I tell a woman I have, trust issues because of my mother, so that means I expect you to go out of your way to create more trust, or is that me asking you to carry some of the load? Like, why even share that?
I guess, and this is something you always say, but you ask a lot of follow-up questions, and maybe I could have done that. Like, okay, well, why did you think it was important to share that with me?
And not
so I could get a little bit more.
I mean, I actually mean in general, just, you know, from a professional Jamie Alexander sassy method standpoint, take yourself out of it.
Right.
Do you think that, you know, because I've heard lots of women say, I told him this and I told him that, and then he did it, and I told him what hurt me, or I told him, you know, the thing or that thing or whatever, or, you know, that's their reasoning for the things. And it's like, are you, you know, pawning off your triggers, the responsibility for your triggers on the other person? And that's why you're telling them that, because you expect them to adjust because of this information?
I do think that there's a level of expectation, and I don't know the percentage, right? But I think part of it is to facilitate a little bit, and part of it is a warning.
Mm-hmm.
So if I tell you, you know, that I have trust issues, hypothetically, not even speaking to this last conversation, and I don't hear from you for a set amount of time that's different than what we're used to. And then the other person start asking me like, well, where were you? Well, did you go out with this person? Or I saw your social media. And now they're asking. I think the hope would be that I could catch it and be like, oh, here it is. Instead of being like, why are you all in my business trying to ask me as a...
Right.
They said they had trust issues. No, and then this would be my opportunity as a team player to pick up the slack a little bit.
Right.
And just be like, no, and really be patient for this particular vertical to facilitate a little bit. You can facilitate a little bit. You can't fix it. But my hope would be, and I don't know how this goes because I don't have real life experience, like years and years from doing something like this, but that eventually they could start to put some of that to rest, knowing that you're not that person. I think it helps.
Mm.
So I think there's like a percentage there, part facilitation and part like, I mean, I warned you.
Right.
Just
right. And it's probably different for the individual. I do like to tell people what they're signing up for. I don't want you to sign up for the Yatu experience and have no idea what you signed your name on the dotted line, but you didn't read the fine print. So I will, you know, try to give you the clearest understanding of what you're signing up for that I can.
Yes.
So you can make a great decision for yourself, because, you know, it definitely is a waste of time when people, you know, get way down the road and then they discover things that they, you know, may have been able to flesh out in the beginning down the road. So,
yeah, it could be a cheat code to the test.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Instead of you having to guess and figure it out and wonder why they're doing this, and then your triggers are coming up because your last person would ask you too many questions or whatever the case may be.
Right.
It's just a little answer key for this little section of the test. It can be.
Yeah, I definitely don't expect anybody to carry responsibility of my moodiness. I will handle it, but I just don't want you to panic.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to freak you out. I want you to freak out. I want you to panic. You know, this could happen. This happens occasionally. It'll be okay. Just, you know, ignore it or don't take it too personally. It'll go. I will, you know, usually if I don't catch it beforehand, as soon as something smart comes out of my mouth, I'm like, you know, trying to pull it back in like, that's, now I know. Now I know. I'm okay. I'm tripping a little bit. And so, yeah, I would take steps to reel it in, go for a drive or whatever it is that I need to do to reel it back in.
Yeah, and you know, so for me, I come with a little manual of my own. I have been single. I know me very well. So, you know, when my cycle's coming, it's very particular. It doesn't change. Okay? Every month, it's the same.
Right.
6 days before, there's a 2-day situation.
Right.
After that, my energy starts to come back, and then the moment happens. So we're good. It's always going to be that. So it's like, I get very tired. I can be irritable. I know I can tell you, and I hope this man, we're going to have to put it on the calendar because it's going to be a shift. It's going to be a shift. I take herbs. I do the best I can. It's just not easy.
Knowing is half the battle.
It takes me out. And then, you know, what's unfortunate about it is this happens every month. It's not going to be forever.
Month.
But it is, you know, and I'm not cussing people out and raging, but I think for you to know and have a heads up, and we're going to have to work together, because right now I'm by myself. So when I do it,
there's a little bit of turbulence. It's going to be a little turbulence.
It's a little
it's flight, but it's turbulence. You know, if you've never been on a plane before, you experience turbulence, you think the plane's about to crash. No, it's just a little turbulence.
Yeah.
Everybody relax.
Right. Because let's say, because you, like you said, you don't want it to scare somebody. So if I'm usually like popping in like this, and one day I'm just like, oh, okay. It's not that I don't care about your stuff. It's not that I'm not happy for you or that you did something wrong. My energy is just on a 2 today. That's it. I'm on a 2 today. We're here.
That's it.
That's it. Oh, you go to the store? Yes, ice cream, please. Oh, and if they have chips, just give me some chips.
Okay. See, make a little list, know what to do. Boom.
You'll be okay.
I had a lady, she needed that chocolate. I had turtles all in my freezer.
Yeah. Get the turtles from the freezer.
I was buying 50 pounds, going in the gas station, buying the whole box of the thing of turtles. Hey, it ain't gonna be my fault.
No,
it ain't gonna be
that's
because
right.
I didn't care. It ain't gonna be because I didn't contribute my part.
You did your job.
I'm on deck.
Exactly. So, I mean, I love that. And so back to with this clip, it sounded like maybe she was, you know, those people who kind of like mope or try to prompt you to ask them, what's wrong? It's like, baby, we're grown now. You gotta, like she said, this man's an NFL player. I know they're away a lot during the season. They got practice. They got this. They got to be up early. It's very a tedious thing. I've chatted with NFL wives before and things like that. So there is a big responsibility. It's different. You can't be, you know. So I don't know what she was doing, but and expecting him to be like, baby, and bam, bam, bam. I can't imagine that. And so by the time, like you said, when she got to him, it was probably like,
man, listen.
What do you want me to do? Dance for you? Like, what? How does this work?
He probably judging the situation again. He thinks she has everything she wants. So what you depressed about?
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean a thing. Like people with millions are depressed all the time. Money does not. It's not the cure.
Right.
But it can make depression more comfortable.
That part. And you got to know what to do with yourself. Like, I don't know. At this point, we have to communicate and we have to know enough about ourselves to get up in there a little bit. Where'd he go? What's up in the chat? Let me pop over here real quick. Hi, Tawny. And Yatu, I never realized how much you said with your eyes. Interesting. It's like with the sunglasses I came. What a profound statement about effective communication, or shall I say my perception of things without seeing your eyes. Yes, eyes are the window to the soul. It really, helps. Tawny's in the chat. She said, I love the Inyatu experience.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's my sister.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. No, but you said something earlier about I hope you enjoy the Inyatu experience, and I think she was just like, I love it.
No, I get it now. But for a minute, I was like, wait, what?
Like, who?
Like, this is about to be a problem on here.
Right.
I'm going to hear about this later.
Right. That is hilarious. Made him nervous.
So I know we got a couple more things to talk about. We want to jump into the next one.
We do. Let's do it. I wanted to breeze by this one. You put it on your page. I saw it on Twitter, and I saw a lot of mixed comments, and I thought it was important because, So let's just jump right into the clip. Y'all ready? Here we go.
Right.
This is nothing compared to what you've done. And not only me, but everybody here. You've taught me so many things. I was 20 years old when we first started dating. You taught me how to be a woman. You taught me how to live. You taught me how to be a friend. You've given me so much in life. And this is not enough. It's not enough I can give you. I just want you to be happy. And every year, I'm just even more in love with you. And I want to spend every day of my life with you. Happy birthday. And I thank God for you every day.
That one tugs on my heartstrings.
That was
so much.
Her voice, she was shaking. Her voice was shaking. Her voice was breaking. This was a true confession that we just witnessed. And yeah, so I shared it because, you know, people love to say, no matter how pretty you are, you can still Beyonce. You could be Beyonce and still get cheated on. And I mean, that's true. And I guess it's fair to say, but I wanted to share that because, you know, people will try to classify people as dumb or, you know, derogatory things if they decide that their marriage is worth fighting for. I'm not there. I wasn't there in the beginning. I'm not there now. But just from the outside looking in, it seems like they've been able to strengthen and fortify their relationship. That she's 42 years old and she still wants to be there, even though the prenup is set up so that she would get $50 million minimum right up front if she left right now.
Okay, I didn't know that. I'm not mad.
Yeah. It was like $5 million for every year she stayed with him, and then an amount for kids. And so, yeah, I think it all plays out to a total of 50 million. And so some people said, you know, because there is a 12-year difference. He was 32 when she was 20 years old, and he was teaching her, as she put it. That's too big an age gap for me personally. But I don't get to decide that for everybody else. So 20 years old is legal. And at that time, she had house money, car money, take care of the family money, had traveled the world, had seen much more than the average 20-year-old. And not only that, I could tell that Jay-Z admired her on a personal level, but he also admired her potential on a business level. And that when they got together, he took over all of her business dealings from her dad, and she's worth $540 million right now. You know, I saw some women saying no man can show a woman how to be a woman. And of course, he wasn't going to her and saying, this is how you be a woman, babe, right? He was influencing her. And when she looks back on it, it impacted heavily the woman that she is. And I don't think it's just because she was 20 years old. I had a woman in her 40s tell me that I taught her how to be a woman. Does that mean I taught her everything about how to be a woman? Absolutely did not. Did it ever mean that something came out of my mouth that like, this is what women are supposed to do? Not at all. But because of how I was moving, because I was thinking, and because of some perspective and information that I was sharing, you know, based on what she said, it impacted the type of woman that she was. And then, you know, there are all these assumptions about what people know by a certain age and the type of career trajectory she had that a lot of the time that most teenagers would have with their mom or dad, she didn't have, because it was rehearsal and on the road and all of these things that come along with stardom. And so when I look at the video, I see something positive. And I don't see anything negative about it, because we see what the end result was. You know, we saw where it went, and you know, they're still together, and they've achieved a lot, and it appears that they've been able to provide a pretty great life for their children and their families, and build a legacy, and at the top of their game. And so, yeah. She said that, you know, what you've done for me means more than anything else, that it outweighs the shortcomings, because we all got shortcomings.
Everybody.
So not cheating, it's gonna be something. You're gonna drop the ball somewhere. And so I'm not mad at people who prefer that the ball you drop is not cheating. But again, I think sometimes we unrealistically expect perfection. That no one's going to be married 365 days a year for 50 years and everything just be great and perfect in every category for that entire time. Nope. No. Somebody's going to mess up here and there. There are going to be some challenges here and there.
Oh, wait, I lost your sound. I don't hear you. Challenges here and there. Mm-hmm. And so funny too, he said there's gonna be some challenges here and there, and it was like a challenge. I still don't hear you. You want to go out and come back in? I'm lip reading now. Okay. You can hear me? Can you hear me? Beyonce done messed up our live, y'all. I'm just playing. I still can't hear you, but I wonder if the chat can. I can't. Yes, y'all. So tell us in the chat, what do you guys think? Like, a lot of people, when how did that clip make you feel? What did you think about what Beyonce had to say and for her husband's birthday? I thought it was beautiful. I really thought that, it is something that likely every man wants to hear. I feel like if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing right, that's the kind of reaction that is available to you from your woman. I see some of you guys in the chat. We'll see if we can get Inyatu back up here. But you guys feel free to share. I saw a lot of people on Twitter talking about Beyonce saying Jay-Z showing her how to be a woman is crazy. And what I think she meant in the context is more, he gave her the space to do it. There's something beautiful about a man that provides you the space to be a woman. If you guys look at the temperature of social media out here, there's so much chatter about women being masculine and, women doing too much and, all of these things. And it comes from a certain type of survival. Like, if you got to work, you got to hustle, nobody's ever taking care of you, you're doing everything on your own, and you got to cover this and cover that. It's a lot. So it does harden women, because I'm not saying that we're not meant to do hard things or work consistently or do hard work or anything of that nature. But speaking of nature, there is a part of us that just needs to rest and kind of sit in our femininity sometimes. And not everybody gets the luxury to do that. So when a man comes in and he can help handle your business, he's loving on you, you have a whole lot less pressure. You're learning from him, which is something else that she said in the clip. And he's giving you the room to do that. Not everybody gets that. And when a woman gets that from a man, her man, it's unmatched. There is nothing more beautiful. Let's see. Let's get Inyatu back up in here. Let's see if it's working.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good.
Oh, couldn't be helped. But
No. Yeah. Well, now I can hear you. I was just kind of sharing from a woman's point of view why she would say something like that. And I was just telling the good people, like, when a man can create space like that for you, it is the highest compliment that a man could ever get. I want men to be excited about this, because when you are whole and full, obviously Jay-Z, nobody's perfect, but he had the business acumen. He's well-traveled. He knows what to do. Like, we are all trying to be scooped up like that. we're all trying to thank our man for, we want to learn, we want to grow, we want from you. And it just sounds like he created that space for her to actually be. And I'm sharing, a lot of women don't get that. We're out here hustling, we're doing everything on our own. If we want help, we got to hire somebody. It's hard, and it makes us hard. So when you come in and somebody provides the space for you to function in your nature, bye. Thank you for teaching me how to be a woman, because we all don't get the luxury, and y'all know what that means. So stop.
Absolutely. And she said, that was just one of the senses. She was like, you taught me how to be a friend. You taught, like, she really admired the way that he was moving, not just in how some of the ways that he was treating her and dealing with their relationship, but she was like, everybody in this room.
Okay. That's major.
Yeah.
That's character.
So a lot of people chose to only focus on, the dynamics of it or the components of it they had a problem with. But to me, there's no way you can actually listen to comprehend to everything that she said and find zero value and only, something negative to snatch out of that, whether it be her age and or the fact that their relationship wasn't perfect. He wasn't perfect the entire relationship. So,
and not
kudos to Beyonce.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, damn it. The car, put it in.
Kudos, and especially at her age, getting him, I can't say I wish, but the man I fell in love with when I was 19, I've never been in love like that again after. It was just like that full out, like, I didn't know, I knew some heartbreak because high school was rough.
Right.
But I knew some level of, whatever, but it was just like, I was so in love with him. And he did teach me things. He did put me on a lot of the music videos and Hollywood television work and stuff that I got early on was because of him. Right. He was trying to get his modeling on. So he already had a list of things. He told me who to call, how to get there, what to do. Be like, he handled it. And I loved everything about it. Like, I was in love with him. I was going to marry this man. So I don't feel like, now that I'm watching a lot of people talk online, a lot of women aren't even getting that experience. Like, they're not getting the experience of a guy. Like, he was my man. Yes, he messed up. He did wrong. There was this and that, but we were together. There was okay. It was us. And we were best friends. Like, so just understanding the friendship. And then, the friends he had then, they're still friends now. So there were so many beautiful components where it's like, it could have really, been something. And, and him, I'm not going to say unfortunately, because it unfolded the way it was supposed to, but I understand that level of like, I don't care. Like, I'm just whatever he wants. It's him for me. Like, so if you haven't been there.
Thank God every day for having my life.
I would have, I would do anything, at that time I would have done anything for him. So it was, I hate that women this day and age really aren't getting that on that level. We've kind of moved away from that, but this is why I understood exactly what she was talking about. Like, yeah, because that was her man. What?
Big facts.
I love it. Ooh. And I would love to get to that space again. And I'll get up and say the same thing if I could. So it's a blessing.
Go ahead and attract that, get into that same space.
I think it's coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I want to be thanking God for the woman in my life like that. I want my voice to be breaking.
Yeah.
Because that means it really went down.
Right.
I want my voice to be breaking, talking about what a blessing my wife is. God,
isn't that fun?
I want to.
And men say it all the time. She made me a better man. We don't beef about that because we know what that means. That's what partnership is for.
There's a video that's viral right now. Some guy saying he don't respect any man that's not married.
It's a corporate thing for sure. And a lot of these families of other races, they be looking too like, oh, he's great at what he does, but no family.
No family.
What's that about? What is that?
What is that?
So I don't know, y'all. But we're gonna go to our last subject here because I think I'm gonna put. I did a reel, and I don't care if anybody sees this, but I was just like, Jada, Will, Tupac, Jada. Like, this is all y'all want to talk about. This is all you want to hear about. I do think there's pieces of this worthy of talking about. So I'm going to start with a short clip first, and then we're going to wrap it up with this longer one because I just think that it's important to share. So first of all, Will did have a little something to say, and it's the most we've heard from him since Jada put out her book. So let's tune in. He wrote a letter, y'all.
Applaud and honor you. If I had read this book 30 years ago, I definitely would have hugged you more. I'll start now. Welcome to the Authors Club. I love you endlessly. Now go get some Merlot and take a rest.
He know I can't have no Merlot. That's beautiful. That's why I can't divorce that joker.
Did you hear it?
So of course I missed some of the letter, but I saw, before the show, I saw something about him saying how he honors her and things of that nature, and that he supports her. Is there anything else I missed?
No, he just said, if I would have known, you felt like this, I would have hugged you more. Like, like I'm always there for you. I love you type of a deal. Like, have some Merlot. Welcome to the Authors Club. Like, and I just, whatever they have is working for them. For me, when I hear that, so this is just my opinion, we hear so much, Will's being emasculated, Jada's this, Jada's that, da 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 da. And I can understand to a degree where people are coming from, but if he likes it, I love it. He wants her. He's happy for her. He's staying with her. He respects her, honors her, loves her, supports her. So whatever it is they got going on, it works for them. Because what has it been, like 30 years? Like, I don't know what y'all want me to tell you. These are his words. He has a book coming out, of course.
Oh, does he?
Yes. I don't know when it's coming out, but the memoir is going to follow up. But anyway, I don't know. Like, what do you think about it? Because I know men have they're just very concerned about Will Smith.
So I have not made a single post about this.
Besides the fact that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, sometimes I catch myself because I'm like, man, I'm just gonna mind my own business. And they're like, well, isn't kind of being an influencer, you're supposed to talk about this stuff or whatever? But I feel, so I have, thrown in comments. I've been facetious on some posts like, ain't no way Will Smith has a prenup, that's why he's staying and stuff like that. But the truth is, they're talented actors. She can act too. They both know how to act. And this is the entertainment business. And the entertainment business has grown tremendously outside of just the jobs. And, people have monetized their personal lives in a number of ways. And, I could actually compare this to Jay-Z and Beyonce. She made Lemonade and she was expressing how she felt. Jay-Z heard it before it came out. He didn't tell her, don't do that. Da, 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 da. This is part of being an artist. You got to get it out. You got to say what you want to say and do what you want to do. And so if they like it, I love it. If I knew Will Smith and I was his friend, I would say blink twice if you're okay. But if he said he was okay, then I would trust him and support him in what he has going on. Jada Pinkett Smith, God bless.
She's
I
so
think
wild.
this is what you have to do to make your money. You working hard for your money. You gotta, however many years since Tupac has passed, you gotta say that he proposed to you. You have to, talk about being a drug dealer at some point. And whenever you talk about these things in interviews, you have to say, like, so in my book, I was talking about blah, 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 right? So it's a plug for the book.
Yeah.
Right?
A memoir.
Different strokes for different folks. For me, that would be a tough way to make money. I hope, she's telling the truth about everything. I hope she's not making stuff up to try to sell the book. There are some people who put some timelines together kind of saying it was maybe impossible that he proposed to her from Rikers Island. But I don't know, and we'll never know, and not invested enough to be calling her a liar. But I do laugh at the memes of her in the car with stood in the back seat and sitting on his lap.
It's the memes for me. I've been enjoying them thoroughly. Like, I'm rolling on the floor. Black folks, we are so funny, and the internet is undefeated.
I'm on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
So take what I say with a grain of salt, but it seems like she desperately wants her own bag, a bag that is her, that no matter how much money Will has, that doesn't feel the same to her as if she went out and got it herself. And she seems to be trying different things to be able to secure that really big bag. And I hope you get it. I hope you get it. And I hope that when you do get it, that you don't wish that you hadn't done the things that you did to get it. I saw an interview with Cardi B one time, and they were just like, "Are you happy?" She was like, "Sometimes." She's like, "I like being able to have some money, buy my mama a house, do this, do that, or whatever. Having money, being able to buy things, being able to do things, that's cool." She said, "But I don't always like what I had to do and what I had to do to get it." And she like, sometimes that ruined the happiness of it. And that was heavy to me. Here I am talking low again. That was heavy to me.
No, you good.
That was heavy to me. And some of what Jada's choosing to do from the outside looking in looks heavy. But God bless.
Yeah, and I think you said something in there with like, we'll never know. And that's how, this will be the first and last time I mention it, because it's weird for me to deal too much with celebrity, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I've been actually telling myself lately, this is a simulation. None of this is real. The only real thing is this now moment. And it really has given me a different perspective on just everything, and so much less. If this was this, now I'm not going to say if this was a simulation. I believe it is. Like, they talk about the Matrix and all this. When you're looking at it from the outside in, this just seems like a room you can choose to go into and sit there and watch and be entertained, or you can keep walking and pick another room, because we don't know. They could have committed to make this false reality that we're seeing a reality show. So they might, I don't know anything, but this could be a contract effort. Slap Chris Rock, then you say you don't know what happened. It could be a timeline of.
I do have an opinion about that part. Oh my God. I don't know.
Why
it was a challenge to watch her say that they hadn't been together for years, and so she didn't know why we're. It's whew. He's a better man than me.
But it's the storyline, right? Because it's like, well, like you said, do people do things for money that they regret to have to do it? But who knows what's really tied to it and what they're really doing? We will literally never know. Hollywood is such a freaking weird place. Even from the skim of the top of what I know and think I know, just from breezing by the place, it doesn't touch the depths of what goes on. And we know nothing. This could be a game. This could be a reality show. This could be a contract. This could be a joke. This could be the truth. They could have never been married.
So, but how does the children watching this play out? I mean, they're adults.
Now, thank God, right?
But it just seems like a very, tough way to make money.
Yeah, it does. Because regardless, the whole world is watching. But then if you don't even...
They don't listen to any of this. This is all entertainment. And they've been in entertainment. So maybe process it that way.
I don't know.
And maybe not. I just randomly in the middle of the night to help myself go to sleep turned on a Kid Cudi documentary, and Willow Smith was one of the main people being interviewed about his music, and she was like talking about how I was helping her get through dark spaces and things of that nature. And so you can never predict how this type of thing will affect your children, and that's part of what it makes it an even tougher way to have to make money, because how do you not try to explain and give better context and soften the blow of some of the harsh truth or harsh reality show content, whichever of the two, mixture of the two that it is, and so that's the thing. It's like, oh, mind my own business, and why are people talking about this? But that's why she's on this campaign run, this book, she's on a run, she's on a media run to get people talking about it, hopefully enough so that they will be curious enough to want to find out more and pick up the book. Mm-hmm. It's working. People are talking.
One hell of a marketing campaign.
Hey, one hell of a marketing, just pay a publicist. You don't need no billboards, you don't need no commercials. Just pay a publicist to get you on all these talk shows and podcasts, and it's on from there.
And you know what's more ignorant and kind of annoying? This is what annoys you. Want to know what annoys me more than seeing Jada's little face on every damn thing? I watched a video, and one media page solely on Twitter posted 2 posts about her, totaling 129 million views. So we're not talking about all week. We're not talking about multiple platforms, and we're not talking about multiple accounts. One account, 2 posts, 129 million views. What the hell are we doing, collective? What's going on with you? While y'all worried about Jada, I'm trying to figure out what. I'm confused. What? ¿Por qué?
Yeah.
Where are we? What's going on? Is it that serious?
On the drug.
It's a drug.
That is toxic social media.
That's a lot. 129 million.
It is a lot.
Y'all want to, and then people, I saw another post where they asked Monique about it. She was like, it's none of my business. And somebody under the comments was like, why do journalists ask these questions? And I'm like, well, if you don't, you're going to end up with 3 views on your page versus the 129 million, and everybody's trying to get paid. Like, it's not that, it's you. Yeah.
It's a news cycle. Everybody has to play the game.
I'm very concerned at what we've become addicted with. That's what scares me a little bit. It even makes me question how I am going to be successful as a life coach. Y'all don't want that. Y'all want chips and ice cream. And I'm here like, vegetables? Does anybody want a smoothie? How about an apple? Like,
if I don't figure out another way, I won't. And again, I like that I sleep good at night.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
She battles with alopecia, and a lot of the time it's stress induced alopecia. And talking to a person who has had alopecia and grew all my hair back, and then some years later again, like 3 times, I've grown my hair back from alopecia. Again, tough way to make a living. Your body is, the engine light is trying to tell you this is not it.
Screaming.
Yeah. So if years and years and years you haven't been able to heal that at all, that's telling you something.
Yeah, the body will always let you know. The disease is, I always say, is dis-ease. It comes from somewhere, and I know there's a lot of factors, but I always put that into question. Woo!
Positivity is healthy. Anything gonna become popular? But again,
I don't think so.
I always try to take the responsibility. I'm just like, we have to put the really strong marketing and branding minds behind the positivity. We have to put the red bottom concept behind positivity. We have to mark positivity in some cool way, and boom, I'm up for the challenge, and I won't cry if I don't blow up. But I can't. The media can't dictate
partake.
I talk about. I'm not going. Yeah, sometimes I'm just going to ignore the cycle. I'm not going to get none. I got none of the views off the Jada Pinkett story. Sorry.
Yeah. This is
one. Not one view off of it. I missed the wave, and I'm glad for it. And there's lots of waves that I missed. And,
same.
I'm not going to knock the people who choose to ride it, but I don't want that to be my job.
Same. That's probably why we get along. Because I've considered a lot, especially coming from that world and doing AfterBuzz TV and just a lot of the stuff that I was in. I'm like, is this what I have to do? But today I was actually really in prayer about it, because I think it's been scrambling my mind a little bit, because I know marketing is important, and I know I'm not a guru at it. I just know what I'm good at.
Right.
And what I received as messaging, and I'm going to take it through the rest of the week and the weekend and meditate on it, is my spirit clearly said, get out of your head and drop into your heart. And I immediately understood what that meant. It's not for me to catch up with all this in a particular way. I need to focus on the love of it. Why am I doing it? Who do I want to bless? Where does it and I'm going to go into it more. This just came to me today, but if I focus there, I think there's something in that. I don't know what, but that's what I got. That I can rock with.
I'm with you 100%.
I'm going to get out of here.
Stay true to yourself.
Into the heart, because my heart has its own resonance. It's going to be 1 or it's going to be 1 million. It's not about the number, but it's just something about all this other stuff has become a distraction to me in a particular way. And this is where we obstruct the path of authenticity, I think, thinking we have to market a certain way, or because I see it. I be playing around with my YouTube. I be playing around with the different titles, and I can see immediately the more nutso I am. I'm like, 1.5, 2,000 on this show. Like,
right.
I'm tired of y'all.
Yeah.
I'm tired of tricking y'all into believing this is nasty business, and I'm just being stupid, or
Right. Right. No,
it's too much.
We'll be all right.
We'll be all right.
One way or the other.
Or all of the ways.
Right. We'll be just fine. So yeah, I'm glad we touched on all 3 of these topics. I think it was good. I like running through them like that. Maybe if more stuff comes up, we can do more than one.
Yeah.
When we do it, keep things a little more interesting.
Pop around a little bit.
Yeah, pop around a little bit, bounce around a little bit, because that is the other thing that we might be missing about it, is that people want to hear somebody positive give a perspective on these things, because we're not going to say the same thing that everybody else is saying and things of that nature. So we have to consider that as well, that even if we do it and we're not doing it like them.
Yeah, I like it, you know, and I'm sure the little headlines of the YouTube video will get the people going. And then, you know, hopefully it's like the spoonful of sugar to get the medicine to go down. You're going to get this medicine.
Every poppins, baby. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious around here.
Period.
Chimney.
Exactly. So get your umbrellas out and whatever you got to do, because, you know, it's available. And, you know, we just got to stay true to that. It is what it is. Whatever. I'm here for it.
Well, I've enjoyed this happy winning Wednesday.
Same.
I got to spend an hour of it with you.
Yes.
Looking at things through the Black love lens and giving a healthy perspective about the things that's going on in romance, in the world, and being talked about on social media. So I am Inyatu Marvel, aka Mr. Hitch. You can find me at thehitchagency.com. You can find me at Inyatu Marvelous Hitch on Instagram. You can find me at Inyatu Marvel on Facebook, and you can find me on TikTok. I think it's Inyatu Marvelous.
Woohoo! Did somebody take your name, or you wanted to get fancy?
I wanted to get fancy.
I love it. I'm here for it. I'm gonna follow.
Thank you. Yeah, you would think you don't need a tutorial on social media, but I need a tutorial on TikTok. I'm totally like lost. I'm not sure who I'm following. I'm not sure who's following. It's kind of weird, but I'm gonna get it.
There's a lot of different
things I like already. There's some things I like already. So
yeah,
let's take advantage.
I post and bounce because it's just a lot for me too. There's a lot of different kinds of notifications, and it's a lot. But I haven't spent a lot of time there. But it is fun. It's a lot though. It's different.
Cool.
Yeah. Yes, y'all. You already know I'm Jamie Alexander. If you enjoyed this, share it. Please subscribe, like this video, because it, you know, helps YouTube know that you like it and you're watching. I appreciate you guys in the comments. You know, I'm a transformative life coach. I'm all about doing the work. It's wise to put in time, effort, and energy into yourself instead of putting time, effort, and energy into repeated problems that you could solve if you just invest in you. So you can find me at sassymethod.com and on social IG at Jamie Alexander. Make sure you spell it correctly, and y'all know the drill. We'll see you in the next video.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.